Tonight, from Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, Nevada, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports.
And off we go from Las Vegas. This fielded right at the goal line. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. They find some open field here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. 64 yards. And the Lions put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw, Rivers. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Rivers now to throw on 1st down. High throw, but the catch is made. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. The defensive coordinators love that. You got a cornerback willing to stick his nose in there, come up on run support, and stop that pop pass dead in its tracks.
And, partner, one good thing about trying to defend that play, you should see it coming the whole way. You see the receiver coming in motion in your direction. Nice job eluding the blocker, making the play behind the line of scrimmage, but an even better job studying the play before you have to try and defend it in a game.
And that is incomplete. So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And no, it doesn't get there. Hits the crossbar, bounces back out. He had it online, but it comes up about a rotation short. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck, and unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
Back onto the field come the Lions for their 2nd overall drive. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And some room to maneuver. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Lions are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Romeo Okwara shooting in there and dropping him for the sack. After the sack, oh, they're staring at a challenge basically from the other side of town. It's 2nd and a country mile. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. A leap, and he's got it. He got it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Out of the gun, it's Tomlinson. And they'll hold him to 3 there as he takes this up to the 47. Third and long for Rivers. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement. And off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. Let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. Well, here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamison Williams. 98 yards as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, Rivers. And that will be incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
Now Sanders. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
2nd and 2. First down marker at the 5-yard line. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for...
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are able to widen their lead here in this first half. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Goff looking to throw. They'll roll him out right. It's complete, and he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky, because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rivers. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. A big play there. 71 yards. And the Chargers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead now down to 20. That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. On 1st and 10, Goff. Complete. It's Johnson. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give them a first down. Now Goff. Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Goff's throw complete there to Johnson. Down inside the 10. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Lions will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get 1 more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit. He's got his man, Gates. And now off to the races down the right side. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Now Rivers. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. To try again after the sack. Rivers firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Rivers to throw it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Detroit was up for the challenge through the air. They force a fourth down. Here's Dustin Hopkins now to try the field goal. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Hopkins' kick is good, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And able to get this out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Up the middle they go with Sanders. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards, and that'll make it second and a foot or so. And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. It's a second down run with Sanders. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trail as we get back underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. The first down throw here for Rivers. Caught by Gates, left side. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, second and 2. Here's Rivers. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
Rivers on 3rd and 2. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there. His second touchdown of the night. And the Chargers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Hopkins with the extra point, and that'll cut the lead down to 18. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Taken in at the 3. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again. You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points. And he'll get this just inside the 30-yard line. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Another run here with Sanders. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A great effort there. 29 yards. as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. And he will get into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rivers. Gates has it over the middle.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
They'll look for the first with Tomlinson. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Tomlinson up the middle. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Rivers. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
From the red zone now, Rivers. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10. Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. They'll give up the middle to Kelly. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. Rivers now. Looking middle, and that's complete.
And the Chargers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal as they get the conversion there on 3rd and inches.
1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Kelly will take this into the end zone for a Charger touchdown. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And, oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. A big play there. 48 yards. as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. They'll look to throw, and this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 2. Rivers. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
But here in the 4th quarter, defensively, you know that you're just going to blanket the field with defensive backs and say, okay, take your best shot. And that time, it's intercepted.
And we've often seen teams go into the prevent early, way too early, and sometimes they get too soft in their coverages, but not in this case. They understood the situation and played it with the proper aggression.
Oh, he fakes a spike. This one complete to Devin Funchess.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. So the Lion offense staying on the field as they're going to try for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And, boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tack on 2 more. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Charger drive about to get going.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Now, quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Rivers again. Throwing left side, it's complete. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 31-yard line. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. First down, Rivers. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Now Rivers.
And that would going to be off target and incomplete.
Tell you what, Brandon, if I see a dime look, if I see 6 defensive backs near the goal line, I'm changing to a running play every time.
And they had 6 there. Surprised he didn't audible at the line?
Very much so. I'm going to count on my offensive line in this situation against the lighter defensive backs and try and push it across the end zone that way.
And down he goes. A coverage sack. Took too long to get rid of it.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone.
Hopkins' kick is good.
And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
This taken in at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Throwing now, Goff. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with. Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be...
There he goes, left side. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Here's Seibert now to add the extra point.
He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
The Charger drive about to get going.
They have a little bit of time left here, but this one not going to go their way.
And this is where, in this situation for me, you just go ahead and run out the clock, shake hands, congratulations, and move on. Because now, you're not going to make up for what's happened during the game in this last sequence.
We'll see what they do here in this last sequence.